Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. And we are headed into a weekend where we've got a major storm developing just to our southeast. And fortunately, it's far enough offshore that it's not producing any major weather problems. In fact, when you look across the United States today, weather's actually a bit on the quiet side. We've got some wind issues in the southeast, and that's because of the low that's developing off the Virginia coast, and where you see the purple and the red. Those are storm warnings and hurricane force wind warnings that are up for this coastal low. This is going to be a very intense storm that forms out in the ocean. But as we've been saying over the last number of days, the phasing here in the upper atmosphere with respect to the jet stream was all wrong. The timing was all wrong and happening virtually on top of us, which means that the storm forms out far enough east and we're spared any major impacts from it. As far as severe weather is concerned, we want to point out that at least we've got some calm conditions from the Storm Prediction Center for the rest of today, with no thunderstorms being forecast at all. And then for tomorrow, you start to get a minimal activity up in parts of the Rockies and in the Pacific Northwest. And going into Sunday, seeing just a minimal amount of thunderstorm activity out in parts of the Rockies and the Plains. That's just about it. So at least from that standpoint, things are going to be on the quiet side. Now, moving ahead as far as temperatures are concerned, of course, we're struggling today with readings mostly in the 40s. And Saturday will be, I think, the coolest of the weekend days. We will have some sunshine, and highs will be mainly in the low to mid 40s. There will be some gusty winds, at least for a while, until that storm finally pulls away to the east and then high pressure builds in. And then we start the warm up for Sunday. Temperatures will be climbing up through the 50s. And I think this is a situation for Sunday and Monday where if we get enough sunshine, we'll probably finish higher than what's being advertised. The spring is known for taking temperatures up higher than what the models indicate. And I think this is an instance where we could possibly outperform. So I'm going 50s to around 60 for Sunday. And then for Monday, we're going to continue, I think, the outperformance, and we're going to call for temperatures in the 60s to maybe even up close to 70. The only exceptions to that will be the immediate coast, where Long Island, for example, southern Connecticut, Rhode Island, and southeastern New England will be susceptible to a sea breeze, as will the Jersey Shore after temperatures reach up into the 60s. But inland areas should easily make mid to upper 60s, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to see temperatures up around 70. As far as the long range is concerned, guess what? Nothing's changing, okay? Everything's pretty much the same. We are now very late in the winter game and waiting for soon the arrival of spring. And of course, one of the things that we're seeing in the upper air as we go through next week is pretty much a west to east flow. There continues to be no real connection with the cold air that's locked up in the Arctic region that stays there. And in fact, as we head toward next weekend and beyond, we're going to get into a bit of a ridge here in the eastern part of the United States. So we could have a run of rather warm temperatures here as we go into the last days of winter and bring in the arrival of spring. I really just don't see any opportunity here for snow lovers at all in the next, at least in the next 10 days. So if something's going to happen now, it really is going to be a matter of sheer luck. And frankly, if the weather pattern is not showing any signs of change, I don't know how you can do anything with regards to a gasp of winter weather. There's been no winter weather to speak of for the most part this entire season from just before Christmas and lasting right up until now. This is our first storm since early December that we're actually seeing developing off the coast. And you see how it gets all wrapped up and intensifies and moves away. High pressure for tomorrow, for Sunday and Monday. We've got a west to west-southwest wind That might keep the sea breeze at bay for most of the day. Tuesday brings the next cold front with a chance for some showers. Then we get a quick moving system here for late Wednesday night, early Thursday that brings a little bit of rain, maybe some wet snow in colder areas well up to the north in the Hudson Valley and in New England. And then we're going to dry out after that. And by the way, this is another instance where we had weather models, some of them anyway, trying to show some kind of snowstorm for later next week. And once again, it disappears. And there should be no shock there. That's been the trend for weeks and weeks and weeks. All right, folks, appreciate you watching today. Going to try and get a Joe and Joe show in tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm on the road traveling, taking some time to see some family and see my grandkids who are in another part of the country. So I've been on the road a bit, but I think things should settle down. If we don't get a Joe and Joe show in tonight, we will get one in for our regular Sunday morning show and for the first couple of days of next week. But really, there hasn't been too much weather going on. So thankfully, that's worked in my favor. Have a great rest of your Friday and a great and safe weekend. And take advantage of the sunshine that we'll have, especially come Sunday when we'll see those temperatures try to make a run for 60 in some places.